My name is Andrea Rigler. I am the 2012 UFO Freestyle World Champion with my dog Moxie. I am here this year competing in Chattanooga, Tennessee at the Skyhounds World Finals. So I started in Ultimate in 2005. I met my husband, and when we started dating, he played Ultimate competitively, and so I just started going to pickup games and playing with him. Fell in love with the sport. I played soccer my whole life, and so it was a pretty natural transition. Loved the sport. We joined a team in Tampa and started traveling all around the Southeast with our team. It was so much fun. And then we got to the point where we were in our early 30s, and everyone we were competing against were in their early 20s. And at the team level, at the club level, we couldn't heal fast enough or stay as competitive as we needed to. So that's at the point we decided to stop playing really competitively. Jason had asked for a disc dog. He'd always wanted a dog he can throw Frisbees to. And at this point, we were still traveling around doing club games. I got him Dragon Lily, who's our first Frisbee dog, for his birthday as a surprise birthday present. And so we used to bring her to all of our Ultimate tournaments and all of our team tournaments. And she was always like the intermission dog. Every time it was like halftime, we would go out and we would throw like 80-yard bombs to her. And at that point, that's all it was just that. And then we were watching some videos online, and we saw people doing cool tricks with their dogs. We saw Ron Watson and John Arnett on YouTube, and we were like, oh, we could do these cool tricks. And it turns out that John Arnett lived in Miami, so it was only about an hour and a half away from where we lived. And so we contacted him and we did a couple training sessions with him, and that's really when it just started. It blew up from there. We were absolutely hooked on it. And the problem was we both wanted to play and we only had one dog. And so that's really how it starts. If your first dog loves Frisbee and you already play disc, you are at a huge advantage over everybody else in the sport. Everybody else in the sport can't throw a disc. They're horrible at throwing discs. Every single novice player is horrible at throwing discs. Every time we go to an Ultimate game or we go to any pickup games, we're always telling people, man, you got to get a dog. You got to get a dog, because you just jump into the sport already competitive. You know, you need some basic experience on how to move and transition with your dog, how to work as a team, which is different from Ultimate. But it's the same concept as passing a disc to your teammate who's running for the end zone. There's interception, and that's a big advantage that people that are in the sport, just coming into the sport as dog lovers, they don't have that. So it was a really natural transition for us. We had a ton of success right away. We were like winning every single novice competition right out of the bag. Everybody was calling us sandbaggers. It was awesome. And then you moved up to the more advanced division, and then it usually takes a couple years from that point to get successful. By then, we had 4 dogs, I think. And then we each had our own dogs and kind of trained from there, and we were totally hooked. And we got into disc golf from that point. We had pretty much phased out all of Ultimate competitively because it wasn't worth the risk getting injured playing pickup Ultimate and ruining an opportunity to compete with our dogs. And we had invested a lot of time and money training with our dogs. So we picked up disc golf, and so now we play disc golf 3 or 4 times a week, and then we train with our dogs about 5-6 times a week. That's amazing. Hands down, my biggest inspiration on this sport has been Ron Watson, Positive Vibe. We went and did our first camp up there, and I watched so many videos of him and Lele, and the way that Lele moves a lot the way that my dog Moxie moved, and I just wanted to do all the cool stuff he could do. And we went up there and did a camp, and they're like hippies, man. They're the coolest people, and they hang out with you for the week and teach you great foundation. And that really gave us everything that we needed to be successful in the sport. So I would give a huge shout out to P-Vibe, and their foundational training skills are amazing. And also, I would probably say my biggest inspiration as a player is Tracy Custer. She's definitely my hero. She has the most positive energy out here, and she's so friendly and so positive, but she just crushes on the field with all of her dogs. And she plays with huge dogs. Like, she has like a 70-pound lab that she plays with, and crazy dog catches, crazy moves, so much success, and she always has a smile on her face, always putting on a great show. So when I grow up, I want to be Tracy Custer.